Welcome to our Wellness Wednesday Health Show. I'm your host, Dr. Kali Hewlett from the Back Pain and Joint Center of Texas, and we're enjoying this beautiful fall weather on this October morning. And before we get into our guest today, I do have one quick special announcement. Just this past weekend, I was at a conference where we learned that once again, we will be able to offer regenerative medicine treatments for our Medicare patients. So for all you Medicare patients with back pain, with joint pain, there is now new treatments that can help you avoid surgery. Just contact the office directly and we'll get you taken care of. Now to our special guest. We're with Moriah from Bushels Blooms, commonly known as the cool fruit stand next to Vernon's Country Catfish.
Yes, nobody ever knew our name before.
So Moriah, welcome to our show today.
Hi.
Now the reason we're here is, as I was mentioning a little bit before we hit go, so many of our patients, so many people in our community suffer from serious health problems in a wide spectrum from mild, moderate to severe. And I was actually talking to one of our patients just a couple days ago, and he was having back pain, and he's like, I'm doing all the things, I'm stretching, I'm exercising, I'm doing my treatments, and he's an engine guy. So I said, hey, well, what are you putting into your body? Because I said, you can have a perfect engine, but if you put low quality fuel in that engine, it's not going to perform. And a light bulb went off.
It's gonna sputter.
Exactly. He's like, so we talked about cutting out the bad things in his diet and putting good quality fuel in his body. And I saw him, well, I haven't seen him since then, so I'm excited to see him again. But I've had that conversation with so many patients over the years, and almost every single time when we improve the quality of what we put into our body performs better. So let's talk about some of the quality produce that you offer here.
Okay. So first off, we source a lot of our produce. Not everything grows year round around here, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you're not going to find homegrown apples, or you can do oranges in the winter time, but it's slim pickings. It really depends on the winter, because our winters are just so hot, cold. You never really know, right? But the majority of the year, I can get homegrown squashes, cucumbers, tomatoes. As far as the fruits go, cantaloupes, watermelons, peaches. The season for peaches is like end of May all the way through end of September. A lot of people don't know that.
Good.
They don't know when the seasons for local produce is, because they're so used to the grocery store having everything all the time.
So what is for you, what's the big difference between, if someone's watching this like, well, why buy something locally sourced, organic, compared to grocery store?
It tastes better. That's like the biggest number one thing that people don't realize. They don't know what produce is supposed to taste like. Because like I said, they're used to grocery stores having everything all the time, so they think that's what it's supposed to taste like. That's not true at all.
You remember when you used to cut into an onion and you would cry?
Yes.
Right? Or when you took a bite of a strawberry and it tasted, oh my goodness.
Yes.
And now I cut into onions, and my kids, we don't cry, right? Depending on where we buy it from. Or if we get strawberries and we're on the road and grab it quick at a grocery store, it's
sour.
It's almost like nothing. There's no flavor, no taste. From a health perspective, the flavor, the taste, that's where the vitamins and minerals and nutrients come from. So not only does it taste great, but that's where the good stuff is. That's where the vitamins, the minerals, the nutrients that power our body.
Absolutely.
Where do you get a lot of your produce from?
So like I said, local farms. We go through P6, Atkinson's farms, actually farms all across Texas. I actually right now have Tennessee tomatoes. They are homegrown from a farm in Tennessee, the mountains of Tennessee. We meet this guy halfway, pick up a giant load. We do a lot of wholesale in the area to kind of get them out. But yeah, they're amazing tomatoes. And we're getting ready we'll have Alabama tomatoes, which are still homegrown Alabama, which is important. You can't always get homegrown Texas, but if you can outsource to different states, you're still getting those minerals.
Very cool. I like you to talk about the minerals. What we see is over farming that's been done, and when you over farm an area, the vitamins, the minerals, the nutrients that come from the soil's depleted. And so I love what you're doing here. Right now we're October. What are some of the things that are in season? And if someone were to come by this week, what would they find?
Okay, pumpkins.
Okay. Yes, you can't
Pumpkins
see it,
are
but
a
we're
big thing.
surrounded by pumpkins right now.
You can find homegrown pumpkins anywhere in Texas right now. This is the perfect time. You're going to find Tennessee Jonah Gold apples. You'll find pickled cucumbers, squash, zucchini, collard greens, mustards, spinach on occasion, romaine, stuff along those lines, cabbage, green beans, okra, carrots, stuff like that.
Okay, lots. Sounds like a good variety there. And not only do you have the organic produce that changes seasonally, which it should, like it should be seasonal, eat fruits and vegetables in season, because that's where the vitamins and mineral nutrients come from. But you also have a large area of plants and other things. Let's talk about that as well.
Okay. So seasonally, but the majority of the year, we carry vegetable plants, fruit plants. Right now I've got Meyer lemons, Persian limes, I've got Satsuma oranges, persimmons, pecan trees, peach trees. I mean, we carry a wide variety of things, and this next year even more so. I've got a lot more growers. I've already contacted. We're going to beef it up big time. So.
Love it, love it.
Yep.
Now, y'all have been here for several years. This location has, but it's just been recently that you've really taken this over as you and your husband, right? And you're starting to gain a vision. I shouldn't say you've probably had the vision, but you're starting to implement things which you have a vision for, of really expanding this.
Yes, so we just were able, all this time we've been renting the land and purchased last December, and so now we can kind of do what we want with it.
How much land do you have here?
13 and a half acres.
13 and a half
Yes.
acres. So it goes back pretty far?
It does go back pretty far. It's a floodplain back there. We plan on obviously elevating it as much as possible, but we want to create a place for the community where people can come out and they can walk the forest. We can do little farmers markets on the weekend, festivals, things along that line. I already carry local artisan vendors, but we want to get those local vendors out here. We want people to shop with them instead of these big box stores. That's what we want.
I love that. I think that's so cool. So cool. You guys come by, check them out. Like I said, I know you can't see. Maybe we'll put some pictures so y'all can see. They just have so many things out here. I love being out with Mother Nature. There's something therapeutic. You mentioned the plants.
Yes. Yes.
There's just something therapeutic about getting your hands dirty, being in the dirt, gardening, growing some of your own produce at home. So please connect with them. The best way, do y'all have a website, or is it just come by here?
My website is actually down right now. It's in the works since we're rebranding, but we do have Facebook as well as Instagram. It's just Bushels and Blooms. Come see us.
Okay, and then hours here. Hours that y'all are open.
9 to 6, 6 days a week, and 9 to 5 on Sundays.
Okay.
We're located next door to Vernon's Country Catfish. If you don't know where that is, it's 6019 West Davis Street, Conroe, Texas 77304. Come on.
Come by, check out their fresh local produce, grab a few pumpkins for your family. In a few months, come by, because you'll have Christmas trees again this year.
We will. A week before Thanksgiving, usually we have Christmas trees. We've got live poinsettias, wreaths, garland. As far as the homegrown produce goes, I get homegrown blood oranges, clementines. Usually we can have the greens, tomatoes, stuff like that.
Okay, absolutely. Moriah, thank you for making the time today. I know you're very busy here. Guys, we love supporting local businesses. We love everything that's healthy in nature, and this is definitely part of Bushels and Blooms of what you're doing here. So, as always, you guys be healthy and well. As a reminder for you Medicare patients, again, if you're having joint pain and you want to avoid that surgery, we have some new treatments available for you. Just contact the office. Until next week, we'll see y'all then.